Welcome to Sit Down News. Before I begin, I just want to once again say I hope that all the mothers out there had a nice day. It was Mother's Day today. I personally took my mother out to dinner. It was good to see her and good to spend time with her. I just posted a little while ago part three of the Ultimate Gangster story about Johnny Santore, and I'll fill you in on a little bit of what I wrote. Being young and not too wise, I like to kid around, and I kind of looked at John as like a big brother figure, but he was very far from that. He was not your typical big brother type of guy. And I had to learn that the hard way one day. And I had been walking in my neighborhood in Ozone Park on 101st Avenue, and I spotted John, and he had this distinct walk. He had like a swagger to him that, when people seen John, they knew trouble was coming, but that was his natural walk. And I spotted him, and I started running up and hiding behind trees and trying to get closer to him. And when I finally got close enough, I went to jump on his back, and he must have heard me. And next thing I know, I was on my back on the floor with a pistol to my face, and he was yelling at me. Um he called me, "You stupid fuck." He says, I could have shot you. You could have got shot. He was very mad at me. Don't ever do that again. And I was embarrassed, but I he helped me up, and I said, "Oh, I was only kidding with you, John." He says, "Yeah, don't do it no more. All right, go take a walk." He was mad, and and I felt embarrassed, and he went his way, and I went my. He never brought that up to me. He never mentioned it ever again, and I never did anything like that to him ever again. I was a young guy at the time. Moving forward, so Cyril Perone was a captain with the Genovese family in our neighborhood. He had a social club on 89th Street on the corner and 101st Avenue. I had put a picture of the club in the blog, so if you go look at the blog, you'll see it. And at the time, Cyril had a son named Jimmy, and Jimmy was just an associate, I guess, part of his father's crew, and he wanted Jimmy to earn. And he had given Jimmy, I think it was about 200,000. It could have been more, but I think it was 200,000. And he kind of put Jimmy under John so that John could kind of school him. And John was going to be part of this. They were going to put it out. They're going to make a loan sharking business, put the money out. And John was going to have a piece of that along with Jimmy and obviously Cyril. And what had happened is that for those people who know Jimmy, he made a lot of mistakes in life, and he blew the money, and he had put like ghost. And if anybody don't know what that is, that means that he was putting down people that didn't exist and that took this money, and they didn't exist. And naturally, Sierra's been in a life, he's an old timer, and it didn't take him long to figure out where's the vig, where's the interest that's not coming in, what's going on. So who does he question? Obviously he questioned Jimmy. I don't really know the extent of what happened there and what the answer was, but he did question John. And John, although Cyril's not a detective or an FBI agent, John would not give Jimmy up. He didn't want to give Jimmy up. He knew Jimmy, you know, took the money or spent the money, whatever he did, and he didn't give Cyril the answers that he was looking for. And Cyril is demanding that what happened to this money, and he told him he wants him to come back with some answers of where his money is and what's going on. John obviously don't have the answers because he's not going to tell him that it was his son. Should he have said it? I don't know, but he was not doing it. That was just the way John was. And that situation turned into a bad one for John, because Ciro, I'm sure he was fuming and mad at his son, but he took his outrage out on John because he put John was responsible of Jimmy. And now there's $200,000 or more gone, and it's his money, and he's not happy about it. So John don't have the answer to give Ciro, and he starts avoiding him, and that's not good. And he's not coming by his club anymore, and I don't think he's returning telephone calls, and he don't know what to do. And Jimmy never goes to his father and admits he's the person responsible. Why he didn't do it, I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. But he puts John in the jackpot, so to speak, because John has to, he's answering to Ciro. Don't forget, Jimmy's his son. You know, John is one of the guys in the crew, and he's going to take this out on John. John was responsible to watch over this whole operation. And now John starts avoiding him. And by doing that, he kind of makes himself to Ciro look guilty, like he's guilty of taking this money, which Ciro believed now John was involved in robbing him, which is not good because Ciro's a captain. And at that point, John's just an associate around him in the crew. And what took place is that, I don't know how long, but after a while, Ciro starts sending guys from his crew, members of his crew, to go lay on John by John's house. But John being John, he told me that he one day spotted them, and he went over to the car. He told me, he says the old, they used to call Ciro the old man. He was older. He said the old man sent some guys to sit on me, and he said I walked over to the car, and I think he went over to the driver, and he said I put a pistol to the driver's head and told him, if next time I see you, I'm going to empty the pistol in your head. And John told me, he says, I never seen another guy by my house, and I was looking. And, let's not forget, these guys in that crew knew John's capability. And so what was probably happening was, as Ciro was sending them, they were coming back and telling Ciro, we didn't see him, we laid on him, we haven't seen him, maybe he's not there, because they don't want to confront John because somebody's going to die. It's probably going to be them. And so what John does is he leaves, and his aunt, he was living with his aunt still, and I think she lived in Ozone Park. And John goes out to Trenton, New Jersey, and he goes to Red Chetty's family's house. And that was a guy that he used to stay with years ago in East New York. But Red Chetty had passed away by now. And his wife, V, was there with her daughter and her granddaughter, and the kids and everything. And I had been out to the house, and it was a big, beautiful house with a big yard. And John was very, very close to this family, and they loved John. John was like part of their family. John had the downstairs basement, and it was like a full apartment down there. And he shared the basement with another guy named Johnny Salute, and that was one of John's friends. And I had been to the house and ate there and went to go see John. But I ended the story there because John used to travel back and forth to New York. He just didn't. He moved where he resided, and he went to Jersey. But he used to come back and forth into New York. On part 4, I will talk about an incident that is a big incident, and a lot of people know about it that happened to be there. I happened to be there that night. It didn't turn out well for the other guy, and I'll discuss that more in part 4. I ended it there, and that's where I'm going to end this. I'm trying to get to the end of this story And I think that should be the end. So we'll have one more part, and that'll be part 4 about Johnny Santore. I wanted to do the story justice. There's a lot more I could have went into, but this is it, and we'll have one more, and I'll hopefully finish it before the week is up. If you have not subscribe down below. You can hit the notification bell if you want to see and get notified when new videos are coming out. And that's about it. I hope, once again, I hope all your mothers out there enjoyed your day. You deserve it. Without the mothers, we wouldn't be here. And that's it. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm ending my night. I hope you enjoyed it. Ciao.